Why Chinese President Xi Jinping is skipping to attend the G20 summit, which is going to be take place in New Delhi on 9th and 10th of this September of this year. Why he is skipping? Even no need a cerebral minds or foreign experts to understand why he is skipping. Everybody can understand why he is skipping. Of course, they cannot explain. But let me clear why he is skipping. The Chinese president, he doesn't want to see the India's rise directly through his eyes. That is the main reason. Why? Because this G20 nations, which includes the United States of America, from the North America, 3 countries, Canada, Mexico and United States of America. From South America, this Argentina and Brazil. From Africa, the South Africa. And also from Asia, around 7 countries like South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, India, even Indo-Eurasian nations like Russia, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, Japan, South Korea as well. And from the Australia. And these around 6, from Europe, UK, Italy, Spain, France and overall European Union, which is also member. In this manner, around 20 topmost countries, so which account for the G20 accounts for around 80% of the international trade, 70% of the GDP and 60% of the global population, 66% of the world area, land area. Such a huge nation, the nations, head of the states and head of the government are coming and meeting in the New Delhi to discuss about the future of the world, financially, security and environmental manner. For this Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will act as a chairman. So that is the main reason. This Xi Jinping cannot see that such a India's greatest role as a balancing role. For example, through this meeting, India will prove to be as a balancing country on the earth. It is going to become a balancing force. Why it is becoming balancing force? Because simply India's foreign policy. See, look at the US foreign policy. US has adversaries on the global scale. China has adversaries in the form of Western countries led by United States of America, Russia, various. So no major country having the advantage to having the relationship to almost all countries. That is why, in other words, India's foreign policy now it is a all-inclusive policy, all-alignment policy. Like in the earlier non-alignment policy, now it is following all-alignment. So that is why it can maintain relations with it. At least it has the contacts with almost all powers of the earth. No exception, include China, Russia as well. That is why India can become a balancing force in the coming G20 summit. And also, once they attended in the joint communique, so the joint communique will reflect the global problems. That is why the India is going to become a force to be reckoned with on the global scale. China cannot see. China is an egotist. It is out of egotism, it doesn't want to see this one. That is why Xi Jinping is skipping. And also another measure on the economic, financial front. So India is taking the advantage out of the Chinese disadvantageous position. What is the Chinese disadvantageous position? China having the maneuverability against these South Asian countries, Southeast Asian countries, Asia Pacific countries, and also US and especially Western countries. So India having the good relationship. That is why India is taking the advantage from the out of this disadvantageous position of the China. And also China, in terms of disadvantageous position, it is facing some economical crisis. That is also another downturn and inflation, high inflation, recessionary tendency in China. So India is in a good tendency. It is in a growth spree. That is why it can take the advantage. That is why China cannot see. That is why it is skipping. On the other hand, in the Southeast Asian nations, recently China has released a controversial map which included many other territories into India, as it shown other territories as its own territories, especially in the 9-line in South China Sea area. So some territories in the Philippines, etc., and also some India's Arunachal Pradesh, Galwan, Ladakh area, and also some even Russian islands as well. So in this manner, around 5 countries supported India. So India may harass China if he came to and participated in this summit. That is why Chinese President Xi Jinping is simply skipping this one. So out of egotism, out of the grudge, and out of egotist attitude, out of headstrong, why we are the around 5 times large economical larger in terms of economy larger than India. Why should we take this China? This is the headstrong ignorance. So out of it, he is simply skipping without any specific reason.